Well, one final video. I am now leaving Northfield Park. I got up this morning. We went to the meadows. Wasn't a successful day of racing, but as I said, a little recon mission. I wanted to see how the horses looked and how they were behaving. Now I know. So we turned all three of them out. I did have a couple of cool messages. Listen, I get it. Some people message me after the race or in response to a video I put out, and a couple of clients sent back emails, one asking why we just didn't sell Mama Knows Best if we were just going to race her and turn her out. Well, we could keep racing Mama Knows Best, but keep in mind, this is a filly with 3 wins here in Pennsylvania and Pennsylvania and Ohio, so she still fits a lot of classes, a filly that we know very well, and a filly that will probably, if she just comes back as good as we put her out, will be a very effective filly all winter. And somebody said, well, 23 plus trainer back in bills, that's like 27. I don't really care. You can't buy horses like that. I've been trying to buy horses like Mama Knows Best for the past 3 weeks. We ended up with 2 aged horses that were going to race in claimers in Ontario. So before people jump to conclusions, say, why didn't we do this? Why didn't we do that? I always have to tell people, and this is the easiest way to price your horse. How do you replace that horse? What would it cost you to replace that horse? Well, right now, a horse like Mama Knows Best is irreplaceable. You could see that in the fact that we got top dollar for Tanzanite Tricks. She went out and looked good today. It's hard to find horses like that. So before you say we should have maybe sold her, maybe look at what's coming back rather than what's going out. So a very fair question, though. Very fair question. Why didn't we just sell her? Had we been in a different position, had we been looking down the barrel of a different gun, what I mean is looking at winter racing and saying, okay, what do we have? We have this list of horses. This is what we need. It became very clear to me that people were overpaying for some of the numbers of 2, numbers of 3, numbers of 4 trotters. That's because you can't find them anywhere. So I'm still very, very happy with Mama Knows Best. I like them. She wasn't tired really today. We could put her in to go next week, but I don't really want to put her in to go next week. I'd rather give her 3-4 weeks off and bring her back. We have put together a different schedule for some of these horses, like Aglaire AM. Now, obviously, Mama's not nearly as good as Aglaire AM, but I'm open to the idea of maybe racing them January, February, March, April, and then resting them again. I don't want to race our fresh 4-year-olds. What I mean is our 4-year-olds that just turned 4 this year are coming up in June, July, August, especially the ones that got decent amount of money on their card. They got to race against 4, 5, 6-year-olds, and it's a Shark Tank. It is so hard on them. You guys have, it's hard to explain how hard it is on a 4-year-old. So I would rather not tangle with horses June, July, August, but I would like to have them ready to go in September again. So that's where my mind is with some of these horses. Walk on the Moon, I had somebody say, Anthony, you can't really blame him. You can't drive him like that. Okay, listen, I'm the first to admit when I drove the horse bad. I went into that race knowing full well there was 2 things that were going to happen. Either I was going to get away good, be in the 2-hole again, or I was probably going to have to move him. Getting away 6th to hope to be 2nd or 3rd over with the 2 favorites. The 5 and 6 were going to leave. The only question I had going into the gate was how much was the 1 going to leave. He couldn't leave a step. My best option was, I had 3 options before they said go. Try to get behind the 1 and follow him, which made no sense because I was going to be 6th at the quarter pole with the 2 other horses that I know are good also sitting 1-2. Sit in the 3-hole and stay, or quarter pole to the front. So let me just clarify right now. If you are to believe that Walk on the Moon is only the type of horse that is going to get away in the 2-hole and win up the pass lane, then we won't have him very long at 4. Good horses don't race like that, right? Just mediocre, ordinary animals do, and I think a lot more of Walk on the Moon than that. When am I surprised to get beaten? It's a long year. We did end up putting him in Lasix halfway through the year. He did lose a little bit of weight. No, I'm not surprised to get beat, but I can tell you one thing. If he's going to get beat like that as a 4-year-old, then he's not going to be around very long. And I don't think he is. I think he's going to be a very versatile horse for us. I saw a still very immature 3-year-old trotter today, but make no mistake, this idea that good horses just have one way of racing and you have to tailor everything towards that, that's false. It's not true. There are horses that are fast, and when they get their trip, they will win. But as a driver, what drivers call those horses, for the most part, kind of cheap speed, right? They can only win one-dimensionally, whether it's on the front or from last, or, they only get there. That was my biggest hang-up on White Tiger. Do you remember? He always got way at the back, way at the back, way at the back, and then had to close in. Now you'll finally see him. He can win a race from the front end or up near the front. Now, I made a break the other night, but he's been on a roll. He's been racing great and turning into a versatile horse. I think a lot more of Walk on the Moon, but make no mistake, the move that I made with him today, I will very rarely come on here after a bad result and defend the way I drive a horse. You guys know that by now. If I made an error or screwed up, I'll be the first one to say that was a piss poor drive. That is how that race was going to be won today. Quarter pole to the front, control the front end, and win the race. That was a winning move that didn't result in a win. So before we jump on my back, you may want to understand the dynamics of a race. And this isn't just one client. A couple of people just wanted clarification on maybe why I moved him to the front or why I thought that was important. And they're very fair questions. These are fair questions. Obviously, I get my back up sometimes when I'm attacked about things. I'm only human. But I don't feel slighted or argumentative about this. These are fair questions. So my response is quite simply to Mama Knows Best. Listen, Mama's a good filly, and I think she's worth more than we were going to get for her. And I'm perfectly happy turning her out and bringing her back in 4 or 5 weeks. I got no problem doing that. And I still think it'll be a very fruitful endeavor in doing that. When it comes to Walk on the Moon, yes, I raced him hard today because he needed to be raced hard today. 2 things were seen. One, I was a little disappointed. He raced a little flat. But looking at him and knowing his year and knowing what he went through all year, it's not the end of the world. We'll see if that happens as a 4-year-old, but I don't think it will. And then I'm a Lovely Lady. It's just a little tired. It's the end of the year. You know, we had priced her. We would have sold her, but here's another filly that I think has some real good miles ahead of her, right? Got away 10th. She was 4 miles back at the half and finished up decent, but didn't have the hobbles on and never put a step in. So I was very happy with her. Just about to leave now as I saw Stonebridge Simba. I stuck around to watch him race. I got the horses in the back. I watched it on my phone. I was going to hopefully go get my picture taken, but that's a pretty good horse that beat him, the North Meadow horse. He's a pretty decent trotter. So Simba looked a little rickety to me also, but he'll go through those stages. When he pops a quarter crack out of his right front like that, he's a while getting over it. You see it manifest in other ways, right? That little rolly behind, is he taking a little weight behind because of that quarter crack that maybe still pinching him a bit? I don't know, and it is certainly not his preferred race to have a big half in front of him. Stonebridge Simba doesn't like 55-second halves. They're not friends to his. He does not the way he likes to race, right? So, especially when there's good horses in front of him. 55 half, when they're going to come a half and 1-1, I'm sure he'd be fine with. But when you got a pretty decent horse on the front end, running the front end, makes it hard for him. But he raced well, finished second. So, in that regard, he raced good. We ended up turning our 3 horses out in Pennsylvania, which I'm completely fine with. And then Sue is in the back. I misspoke to Dave out there. I don't know if you watched this video. I told you Victor Cruz was coming home tonight. He's not. I have the papers right here of the horses that I was bringing home. And I will tell you exactly who is in the back. So and Sue is in the back. And the other 2 yearlings are the Schaefer horses. For no other particular reason than... the papers were ready a little more early. So Victor Cruz and Whispering Song are actually coming home, I hope, Wednesday evening from on the truck with Swan's Honey. So I'm hoping Wednesday Swan's Honey and Victor Cruz and Whispering Song come home. I have in the back with me tonight Mo Power Baby. This is a Muscle Massa filly that we've had for about a month over here. More Than You Know is the other one. And then So and Sue is the third one. She will hopefully be racing Friday at Mohawk. So that's who's in the back right now with me. I apologize. I misspoke earlier to Dave. He said, is Victor Cruz coming home? I said, yeah, he's coming home tonight. My apologies. He's coming home hopefully tomorrow night. So 4.5 hours ahead of me. It's now a 1 a.m. 1 a.m. I got the pulp right here. I'll be home at 1 a.m. at Tomiko Training Center, and in my bed, snug as a bug in a rug. Yes, Lauren, I know. Snug as a bug in a rug come 1:30 or so. I'll talk to you all soon, but I will be in the barn tomorrow. I know we have clients coming out tomorrow to watch some babies. I'll be there at 8:30. Take care.